What's going on, everybody? Thanks for clicking on this video. So we got some news from Captain Marvel 2, Creed 3 update, and Netflix's most recent big purchase of Knives Out 2 and 3. Now the first topic I'm going to cover is going to be Captain Marvel 2, which will start filming next week. Now they're going to be filming this under the working title Goat Rodeo. I think that's kind of a funny title, but that's what's going on. Now, not too long ago, Ant-Man Quantumania was also said to be working under the same title, which so happens to be false. They are actually working under the title Dust Bunny, which is even more funny than Goat Rodeo. I'm not sure who comes up with these titles, but they are pretty funny. Now, that being said, Captain Marvel, again, is set to start filming next week. So we ought to be getting a lot of information in the near future about that. Set photos, things like that I'm really hoping to see. Possibly some new costumes, villains, more plot details, things like that. That's always the exciting part when a movie starts filming, is all those little bit of leaks. So I'll be looking forward to them in the near future. Now the next one I'm going to cover is a big one in my eyes, Creed 3. Now I personally love the Creed movies. They follow the Rocky films with just as much heart, just as much emotion, and you really get wrapped up into the characters. I guess that's no big surprise with Sylvester Stallone being involved in Creed, but that is where the news comes in. Now, Sylvester Stallone did make a live Instagram post back in May, hinting at the possibility that he will not be showing up for Creed 3. Well, it just so happens now a representative for Sylvester Stallone has confirmed this. So that's very disappointing, but then it begs the question of how are they going to write him out? We do know in Creed 2 that he was diagnosed with cancer and he was going through all these treatments. So are they going to write it out as he maybe succumbed to the cancer and passed away? Or maybe he has just stepped away from boxing altogether for, part of his recovery? I'm going to be very curious to see how this goes about. Kind of upsetting that he's not coming back, but maybe it's a scheduling conflict because he does happen to be working on a director's cut of Rocky 4. That should be pretty interesting. And he's also talking about a TV series for Rocky, which is going to be focused on Rocky as a 17-year-old and his life leading up to his boxing career. So that should be a pretty interesting series as well, but maybe that scheduling conflict is why he's not in Creed 3. I don't know. We'll have to wait on confirmation on that, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they write him out. Now, the last little bit of information I have is that Netflix has purchased the rights to Knives Out 2 and 3. So we know we're getting 2 more Knives Out movies. Now Netflix has gone to great lengths to acquire these 2 movies, as far as paying out the sum of $450 million. Now that outbid Apple and Amazon. So they must want these movies really bad. We don't know a whole lot about Knives Out 2 and 3 other than they're going to be more focused on Daniel Craig's character, Benoit Blanc, as a detective, and I'm just going to guess here. I don't know anything. I'm just speculating. Maybe he finds another family much like the first one. They have a murder mystery. He has to go solve it, or maybe something in a local town has gone wrong. But either way, the movie's going to be focused on his character, so I wouldn't expect a return of any of the previous cast except for him. Now, if you haven't seen the Knives Out movie with Jamie Lee Curtis and Daniel Craig, along with many, many other big-name stars, you're doing yourself an injustice. Go watch this movie. If you like murder mysteries, trying to solve things, following clues throughout the movie, this is what you need to see. It's about a very wealthy family, and when one of them die, Daniel Craig's character, Detective Benoit Blanc, has to figure it all out and find the culprit. Now, this is so good. I cannot even express to you how good this movie is. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, trying to piece the clues together, trying to figure out who was being conniving and who was acting a little out of place. It's definitely going to grab your attention. So if you haven't seen it, definitely do yourself a favor, go watch it, because something tells me Knives Out 2 and 3 are going to be just as good. So let me know down in the comments what you thought of everything we just talked about. Make sure you punch your movie ticket by smacking that like button on your way out. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to keep up with more movie news and content. I'll catch you at the concession stands.